Cam Williams sounds like he is back, and are the Cats bound for a run in the SEC tournament? They're going to have to take care of their first opponent against LSU.
The Big Blue Breakdown, from kickoff to tip-off.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Big Blue Breakdown, where we cover Kentucky football and basketball. I'm Jackson Thurman. I appreciate you guys listening to episode 134 here on the podcast. If you guys enjoy the show, help us out on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts by liking and subbing, and then go check us out on social media at BigBlue_Beatdown on TikTok, X, and Instagram. So in today's show, we're going to be breaking down Kentucky's matchup versus LSU in the first tournament game of the SEC tournament in general, and obviously Kentucky's first game themselves. Second, we're going to talk about how Kentucky can make a deep run, and just kind of involved in all this, we're going to be talking about Cam Williams probable for this game against the LSU Tigers. The Louisiana native himself possibly returning for his, I don't want to say his returning to home game, but whatever you want to call that right there. But his state that he is from, he could be returning to play in this one. But before we jump into everything here, talking about Cam Williams, talking about the breakdown of this game in general, and then talking about how Kentucky can use this game to propel them to make a run deep into the SEC tournament that can lead into the NCAA tournament itself. But again, before we jump into today's episode, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, W Energy. If you're looking for clean energy with no sugar and no crash, W is the way to go. Helps me stay locked in for game days, late nights, and all of these breakdowns. If you want to try it out, make sure to use my code BIGBLUE10 at checkout for 10% off. That is BIGBLUE10 at checkout for 10% off. Okay, let's start off here with Cam Williams. I know I kind of have him at the bottom of the list here, but I want to start out with Cam Williams here. Cam Williams is listed as of the most recent SEC availability report as probable for tomorrow, along with Brandon Garrison. I think he should be fine. But it sounds like Cam Williams will be playing tomorrow against LSU. And the reason that this is so big, the reason I believe this is actually really, really huge for the Cats is because not only is it going to be really, really big to have him back just as a player in himself, which we're going to get to, it's because of the rotation. I made a tweet last night specifically talking about the rotation and what the rotation needs to look like if the Cats are going to be successful in March. And I don't know, obviously, if this is going to happen. This is just my opinion. This is what needs to happen. Number one, let's start with the point guard position. I'm not really going based on position, but that's what the starting five is here, and that's where I get these numbers from. And then from then, it is just based solely off of the player and how many minutes they're getting. So let's start off with the point guard position. Denzel Aberdeen, 35 minutes a night. Colin Chandler, 32 minutes a night. Otega Owe, 35 to 38 minutes a night. Modi Abate, 25 minutes a night. Moreno, 28 to 30 minutes a night. And then we get into the bench. Now, this is just kind of in a random order here. Jasper Johnson, 5 minutes a night. Yelovich, 15 to 20 minutes a night. Cam Williams, this is who I have listed right here. If available, he should be playing 28 minutes a night. This guy is huge to have back in the lineup. I don't know how much production or time you're going to get out of him in this LSU game. It's going to be kind of a touch and feel thing, I think, for him. And we're really going to get a basis off of, like, how useful is he going to be for this team moving forward after coming back from his broken foot. Next, I have BG at 10 minutes a game, and then Trent 1 to 2 minutes per game. The reason, again, he is so big is because now you don't have to play Trent Noah, 7-8 minutes a night, maybe 10. You don't have to play him that much. You honestly don't have to take away a lot of the or you don't have to have Jasper Johnson running the show for a long time. It can be by committee if Cam Williams is in there, and his production is going to be seen if he gets the minutes that I think he should be getting. Now, you go to Cam Williams and himself. He was definitely playing so much better before his injury. He was really starting to heat up before he actually ended up getting hurt. A big reason why he is going to be so big for the Cats moving forward is because his size and his length, standing at 6'8", 205. 6'8", 205. He's an athletic freak. He's averaging 7 points per game, almost 3 rebounds per game, and shooting around 45% from the field. He really started to heat up before his injury. I want to kind of go to his game logs here. So his last game was played against Texas. That's when he ended up getting injured. He had 9 points in that one right there. The previous one that he had a really good game was against Mississippi State. 14 points in that one. He had 26 in the Bellarmine game where he hit 8 threes, I believe, in that one. He had 11 in the St. John's game. He was really starting to play at a very high level. I mean, it's his defensive ability as well. He's going to space out the floor more than Trent Noah can right now. He's going to space out the floor. He's going to give Owe and Aberdeen more lanes to drive. He just does so much for you, even if he just doesn't have the ball directly in his hands. He's a threat. He's a major threat while he is on the floor. It is huge to possibly have him back. Probable. It sounds like Cam Williams is going to give it a go for the first game in the SEC tournament for the Cats against LSU. Okay, let's talk about the LSU Tigers here really quickly. Let's talk about them really quickly here. 16th in obviously in the SEC tournament. Last overall. They're the last overall seed. They're 15-16 on the year. 16th in the SEC. In their last year, let's see what it is. Oh my goodness. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. In their last 13 games, they are 2-11. They're 2-11 in their last 13 games, guys. They're just simply not a good basketball team. Not a good basketball team. They have had, what is this? 1 win, 2, 3. They've had 3 wins in SEC play. This team is just not very good. This team is not very good. And what makes it even worse is they are going to be without their best player for the rest of the year, Deaton Thomas. But let's talk about what happened last time to the Cats and the LSU Tigers. The Cats go down to Baton Rouge after a win against Mississippi State. Have a just horrific start, the worst start that you could see from the Cats this year, possibly. Fall down by 18 at some point. They end up rallying back and playing very well. Thought it was not going to be enough at the very end until Malachi Moreno hit the Mardi Gras miracle. hit a very nice shot that really probably saved Kentucky's season. And now they're going to be looking for revenge in this one, but I don't think it's going to matter. They are not very good at all. Let's get into some of their guys here. Let's get into some of their players. I mean, their key contributors are going to be obviously Max McKinnon, a very good player, 15.3 points per game. If you can limit him even just a little bit, they are not going to be able to do that much. Now, they're pretty tall, pretty athletic, but they haven't been able to turn that really into anything this season. Again, leading scorers, Max McKinnon. Rebounds, Pablo Tamba, averaging 7.4 rebounds per game. Jalen Reese, averaging about 4 assists per game. And again, their second leading scorers out for the year. This team is just simply not very good. If you go look at their shooting splits, not very good at all. They're shooting 33% from beyond the arc. They're turning the ball over around 11 times a game. They're not getting that many steals. This team hasn't been able to really do anything this year. The bad thing is they're going to be desperate, obviously, for a win. But they've had 3 wins all year in SEC play. You cannot lose to this team. You're going to get a nice little, I don't want to say warm-up game. That feels kind of disrespectful, but you kind of are. That's the kind of situation you're in right now for the Cats. Let's take a look at just quickly some of their numbers on KenPom so we get a little bit more of a feel on them. Again, 62nd in KenPom, 15 and 16 overall, 52nd offense, which isn't horrible, but 113th defense and 229th adjusted tempo. This team defensively is not very good, and Kentucky, as of recently or later into the year, really clicked offensively, and I believe they can really, really rip and run on this team that wants to go slow, get the pace going up and down the floor to get some easy buckets, and the favor is going to be in their way, in the Cats' way. Okay, I want to talk about my keys to a victory here really quickly before we hop off here. My keys to a victory in this one, very, very simple. You play at your pace. You get up and down the floor. You get a lot of transition points. You make it into an up and down game that this LSU team does not want to play. That's what you make it. Then, I think you can. You have to dominate the offensive glass. I think you've got to get second chance opportunities if the ball isn't falling, because this is a game where if your 3-point shots aren't going in, that is okay, because they're not good enough to beat you just by themselves like that. You can win a game where you don't hit a lot of 3-point shots and you can get offensive rebounds, but that's going to have to be a key part of it as well. The last thing here is limit Max McCann. Is it McCannon? I'm trying to McCannon. Limit Max as much as you can, because if you limit him, they really, really struggle without him. Mike Nwako, Markel Sutton are the two leading scorers behind him, sitting at around 13 a game. I think if you limit him, they really, really stagger offensively. You got to be able to get transition points, dominate the offensive glass, and limit their leading scorer, Max McKinnon. I appreciate you guys tuning in to episode 134 here. Before we hop off, I haven't done this. It's my fault. Before we hop off here, I wanted to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Bluegrass Elite, your go-to brand for Kentucky apparel. If you want high-quality gear that really represents Big Blue Nation, whether it's for game day, campus, or everyday wear, Bluegrass Elite has you covered. Make sure to check them out, guys, and use my code BBB 15% off at checkout. That is BBB 15% off at checkout. I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully for a recap of Kentucky's first SEC win of the tournament. It is sadly their first ever time playing Wednesday. That's not Kentucky expectations, but that's a later topic to get into. And so hopefully we're kind of here recapping a strong start to hopefully a good run. And a good run, I mean, maybe this is what the Cats need. Maybe they need to get 2 games and then go play Florida. I don't know. But this is a game that you kind of need to dominate to start a run. I'm predicting a win for the Cats here. Obviously, I'm predicting a win for the Cats here. I think I'm going to go, I don't think they can stop us defensively. I'm going to go 92-78. The Cats get a big win here, 14-point win for the Cats to start off the SEC tournament. Let that lead into the Missouri game and so on and so forth. I appreciate you guys listening to episode 134 here on the podcast. Catch you guys tomorrow, hopefully for a recap of a Kentucky win. And as always, go Cats.